Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video. How are you guys doing? So as you all know that the ICT paper 3 and paper 2 is coming up really soon for the May June 2025, and I'm also going to be writing that. So all the best to all of us. And so I just thought that since a lot of you wanted all the Excel codes and everything, I found this document. So I was like, let me make a video for all of you. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I'm not just going to read out the formulas and all to you. I actually have this sample data, which I'm going to use, and then we'll look at how each one goes. So first of all, we have sum. So when you want to write sum, all you have to do is, let me change this a second, equal to, now make sure the equal to comes, or else your formula is not going to work. So equal to sum, and then the range of values that you want to sum, okay? So basically, over here, if I wanted to do sum of all the salary, so sum of salary, okay, let me just if I wanted to do the sum, I'll just do equal to sum, and then I'll select all the values over here and close it. Then that should give me the sum of all the salary. So that's basically it. Now the sum and the other ones, they're all really easy, so don't stress yourself. Then you have sum. Now SUMIF means if. So there's going to be somewhat of the if statement, and all the ifs that we have, countif, nested if, and all that, they all have a similar pattern that once you get it, it becomes really easy for you. So for SUMIF, we have equal to SUMIF, range, criteria, and then sum range. Now don't get yourself confused. There's a difference between range and then your sum range. Okay, so let's start. Now let's say I want to get the salary of all those who are in the IT department. Salary of IT workers. Okay. Let me just do this. Right. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'll still go sum if. Now I want to choose my range. So I want to choose my range over here from which I'll select only the IT guys. Now my criteria is IT. So this is my range, and then I'm selecting a criteria from here, and then my sum range basically becomes the salary over here. So if I choose, if IT here, so 7,000, IT here 7,100, and IT here 7,200, it will add all of them up. So you see, there you go. So that's basically sum. Then you go to average. Average is just the range of values or the mean value. So you write equal to average, not AVG. Okay, go with average and then the range of values that you want the average for. So let's say we want the average for bonus. So bonus average. So simple. Just go here, equal to average, and we wanted the bonus of the average of the bonus. So just there you go. Now, one more thing that I'll tell you guys to do is if they tell you to round your average, right? You can first of all do it from here like this, but more preferred, you can go, if they say round it to the nearest integer, right? Round the average inside and then 0 for it to have, for it to be rounded to 0, this thing. Okay? Yeah. Yes. I did this why it's coming in 2 decimal. Yeah, there you go. So that's how you do average. Now we also have average if, okay? And I don't think it's over here, but then I'll still tell you guys. So let's average if bonus average for the IT department, guys. Okay, so IT IT debt bonus average. I think I spelled that wrong. Let me just correct that. Average. There you go. So I'll just make this bit bigger. So I'll have average if. Now the average if works the same. I have my departments here. I have my criteria, IT, and then my average range with the average bonus. I close it, and then there you go. So that's how it works. So 700, 750, and then 800. So in the middle, you have 750. That's why the average is 750, right? Then maximum and minimum. I'm not really going to spend so much time on that. That's basically like everyone knows it. So if I want to say maximum salary that someone has gotten, so I'll just come here, max, and then salary. And there you go, 7200. So the IT Nina had the higher salary. And if I want to know the minimal, like the least salary someone has gotten, that someone gets, I'll just go equal to min, and then the salary, close it, and there you go. So the least is gotten by the HR department, Alex. Okay, so that's that. Integer. Now, integer is basically like rounding. It rounds down to the nearest integer that it's less than or equal to. So you see, I had my bonus over here, right? I'm going to remove the round function from here and leave it the way it was. Now you see, yeah, I had formatted this. Now you see it is 0.75, right? When I did round up, it became 594. But if I use the int function over here, so I'm going to write int. So I'm going to take integer of this value, and you notice that it becomes 593.00. Now I formatted it with this. Oops. That's what zeros at the back. But then when you see when I use int, it rounds down. So that's how you use integer. Now, integer is sometimes when you want to, when the data is about human beings or population or something like that, and you want to round down because you can't have a population of 55.2, right? You'll have 55 and then the other values are just maybe average of something. Then you have round up and round down, basically what we did over here, but with round down, you wanted to go to the value below, even if it's, let's say, 55.7, when you do round down, it will be 55 and round up the same thing. So you just put the value over here and then you put the places. So zero is so just so you know, zero is when you want it to be an integer. Then you have count. Count is when you want to count the number of values that are there. Now count, you use count when you are using numbers, okay? So let's from here to here. You see I got 8. So from 2 to 9 I got 8. But if I wanted to count like the number of employees, then I'll do this. I still get 8 because of this, but when you're using it with text, make sure you use count A. And when you're using it with numbers, make sure you use count. Then we also have count if. Now I want to count how many people we have in the HR department. So I'll go count if, then my range, and my criteria is he has to be in HR. So there you go. We have two HR guys, which is Alex and Lucifer. There you go. Then you have the if statement. Now the if statement is one of the most important statements because you need to know how these work. So the way it works is you have a logical expression if it's true and if it's not true. So if I want to see, let's say if the salary of okay, if the bonus is greater than 500 or not. So okay, let me write bonus greater than, okay, let's make it, yeah, 500 or not. So if the bonus is greater, then we'll have Y to be displayed. If it's not, then we'll have it less, we'll have N displayed. Okay, so if, then my logical test. So I'm going to go for my bonus. If it's greater than 500, then my value, if true, I want to display a Y. And if another comma, then if my value is not greater than 500, I want it to display an N. So I'll just do this, and you'll see that this is equal to 500 but not greater than 500. So when I drag it down for the rest of them, you can see, okay, this is less than 500, correct? This is greater, this is also greater. So that's how basically the if statement works. Then we have the nested if. Okay, the nested if is when you have an if inside an if. Okay, so if you have a logical expression, then value if true, and if the value is not true, then you have another if, then you continue the same, and then at the end you finish your brackets off like this. I know it sounds a bit confusing. I don't know if I can do a nested if over here, but then okay, I think I can. I want to display if the bonus and the salary are greater than maybe 5. Okay, so if the bonus is greater than 5,000 and this is greater than, okay, wait, let's see. Bonus greater than 500. If that's the case, yes. And if, okay, let me see. if I can get anyone here. So let me just show you how it works. I don't know if I can get any values from here or not. So if let's say logical test bonus is greater than 450. Now if the value is true, I'll just display yes, okay, which is true over here. But then if I made it, let's say 650, then it will shift on to the no part or value is false. So if I was going for here somewhere, this is obviously not true. 650 is greater than the 500, so it will not be yes. It will shift over here. Now over here, I could add another condition over here. Let's say if salary greater than 5,000, then I should display yes, S for salary. If not, then I'll just display no. Okay, and then I'll close this, and that's how it works. Okay, salary is equal to 5,000, not greater. So let me, if I make this 4,000, you see an S, yes, yes. Oh, sorry, that sounds wrong. Yes, S comes, right? So that's how it basically works. So you have your first logical test. If the value is true, then it will display this. So if I want to display that the value is true, then I'll make this 650 450. Now, the first condition appears to be true. It's greater than 450. So the if statement will end over there and you'll have yes displayed. So that's how the nested if works. Then you have the VLOOKUP. Trust me, you need to know how VLOOKUP works because there's a high possibility that VLOOKUP will come in almost every Excel paper. So now let me just decrease the okay. Now we want to look up the value of let's say John's salary. Okay, so I'm going to go here, John salary. So over here, I'll just type in VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. So it works when you have your table in vertical form like this. HLOOKUP works when you have a horizontal table. So when you have like the data going in horizontal ways. Let me see if I can draw and explain. For that, I'll have to do this. Yeah, so you see how the data is going down like this for vertical this thing. If it was a horizontal table, the data will go like this. So all this data that you see in this form, it will be displayed like this. So that's how we use that's how you determine whether to use HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP, right? And XLOOKUP is, let me just finish with VLOOKUP, then we'll come to XLOOKUP. Just a second, I think this thing can't. Okay, there you go. So if I have VLOOKUP, then my lookup value. So let's say I'm looking for John, right? So John, I'll write John here because he's the person I'm looking for. So VLOOKUP, I'm looking for John, which is in A16. I don't know, my mouse isn't working, what to just, never mind. Let's not get into that. So my table array, so I want it from A2 all the way till C9. So A2 to C9 over there, and then I choose the third column. So I have one column here, second column here, and then the third column. I want my value from the third column here, so I'll go there, and then I'll do false to give me an exact value. So you can see 5,000, right? 5,000 is how much John's salary is. Then what else do we have? So that's how similarly XLOOKUP works. It has the same format. So value, table array, column index number, and then this. Now, to be honest, XLOOKUP doesn't come that often, but I'll still explain it to you. So you have your lookup value the same over here. Then you choose the table array, and then you choose the return array. Okay, so let me see if I can do it here. If I was finding John's salary, I don't know why I can't move up. Okay, yeah, I can't click on cells for some reason, but I think we'll manage. So yeah, there you go. So if I had XLOOKUP, I'll have my lookup value, which is A16. We are still going for John. Then my lookup array will be from A2 to A9, A2 to A9. My return array, sorry, A2 to A9. Right. Then my return array is, wait, it's 9, not 19. Yeah. Then my return array is this, so I'll choose C2 to C9. There you go. Now I can just leave it here and you see I get 5,000. The same salary for both John using Xlookup and Vlookup. So sometimes you can decide which one you want to use. Personally, I prefer Vlookup all the time. But if the condition asks you to use Xlookup, then go for Xlookup. Then last but not the least, it shows us that there may be situations when you're required to pair a lookup function with an if statement. Okay. Now this is also really common. So you have a VLOOKUP and then you have an if statement. Such will require the merging of both of them. So basically how we did it, you first write down, okay, personally do it like this. Write down the VLOOKUP, okay, then add the if statement and then add the value, okay, this is already there. So you have written your VLOOKUP, which is still here. This is your VLOOKUP statement. Then you add if true, and then you add if not. So that's how you will do it for when you want to combine both of them. And that's all for this video. Pretty long video, I don't know, maybe. But thank you for watching and all the best for your IGCSE ICT paper 3 and paper 2. Let's pray for each other and let's get this for the one last time. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, ta-ra.